A former neo-Nazi skinhead spoke in Beaumont today. He brought a very different message about the hate he preached as a teenager. Frank Meeink joined the skinheads when he was only 13, and by the time he was 17, he was recruiting white supremacists. Meeink went to prison for kidnapping a man and videotaping his torture. After prison, the Oklahoma City bombing changed his outlook and made him want to speak out against violence. The U.S. Attorney's Office and the Anti-Defamation League brought Meeink to Southeast Texas, where prosecutors say violent prison gangs, including white supremacist groups, are active inside and outside of prison. Fox 4's Lauren Hewitt reports Meeink began questioning his racist beliefs in prison after befriending men he once hated.
The greatest human emotion we've ever been given by God, I believe, is empathy for the world.
Law enforcement agents who investigate hate groups are among 200 people gripped by Frank Meeink's story. The former neo-Nazi skinhead says he changed when he developed empathy for others.
That's how people stop using, to people that hate, to people that hate gay people. You know, it's always the same. You say, oh, guys were fearful and hateful of gays. Why'd you stop hating them? Well, I got to know one. Obviously, had empathy for him. Like, he wanted to do the same things you did in life, huh?
He says that's the key to getting out of gangs.
I know how to people to get out of gangs. There's whole networks now of us that work together. Former black gangbangers, former Latino and former white supremacists. Like, we kind of all work together in these networks called AV, Against Violent Extremism.
Meeink says about 7 out of 10 people behind bars belong to prison gangs.
In many ways, the gangs are running the prisons. That's changed. Thankfully, they were trying to enforce that same order and discipline out in the so-called free world. And when it wouldn't work, then you heard about these, horrific beatings and even murders for violations of gang discipline.
U.S. Attorney Malcolm Bales says the prison system and prosecutors are cracking down on white supremacists and prison gangs.
They are using these strategic threat groups. And so if you are in a STG, which is their shorthand, then they take various steps to isolate you from other gang members.
The Anti-Defamation League helped bring Meeink to Beaumont. The regional director hopes his message starts a conversation.
So we wanted to demonstrate today, through a very perfect example in Frank, that in fact, even if you learn hate, you can turn your life around, learn to understand differences and respect others.
A story Meeink hopes inspires people to turn away from hate. In Beaumont, Lauren Hewitt, Fox 4 News.
Meeink removed all of his neo-Nazi tattoos and is now a noted national speaker against violence and gangs.